What's going on, guys? Welcome back to our Let's Play here on the Bedrock edition. And skeletons apparently died somewhere behind me because there was bones just floating there. But yeah, we are over here at the... If I get my map up and get out of that view. We're over here next to the ocean monument. Now I did come over here just to get some more of the coral reef blocks, because an area in our man cave that I actually want to decorate, and we'll get to that a little bit later. But I thought that because I'm over here and I've got a load of water breathing potions still left after collecting the coral, that I thought I may as well go in and try to get rid of these, was it Elder Guardians, in order to get the sponges from the actual ocean monument, because they do come in handy. So I didn't want to leave you out of that just in case things go terribly wrong, and it could be quite amusing to watch. So I'm going to head on down there, but before I do that, I actually want to drink a water breathing potion. We've got a bunch of guardians because I've been standing over here for about 5 or 10 minutes now, but they've all had time to spawn. Have I got enough food on me? I know that I've got some in my ender chest actually, so before I get hit with the mining fatigue, let me quickly grab that food out, just in case, and I really want to put my bed down just in case I do die. Put that there. Respawn point set. Oh, let's go. So there should be 3 Elder Guardians as far as I know. I've only done, and there's a mining fatigue already. I've only done a couple of these, and there's usually one in the top corner over here, and then there's one usually. Actually, which way? There's usually one there, and there's usually one over there, and there's usually one towards the center at the back, if I remember correctly. Now we've got Depth Strider and Aqua Affinity, and the fact that we can now swim pretty quickly in the water actually gives us a little bit of an edge. And we've got our all enchanted diamond armor. These stupid spells from the potion effect though really confuse me as to where stuff is. So I always think it's a guardian in the corner of my eye. So let's have a quick look around, see if we can't find the first one on camera. Otherwise I may have to make a shortcut until I do actually... Oh, here's the first one. Now I can't remember as to how hard these things actually are. Let's just grab a couple of blocks in case we need to break line of sight. Ouch. 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 Oh well, it wasn't too difficult. We managed to grab a sponge off of him. Results, and the deep end achievement. What? Defeat an Elder Guardian. Okay, yeah. Now I'm hoping that there's a room of sponges. There's a, I think it's like a 75% chance of each ocean monument spawning with one of them, and that will come real in handy when clearing out large areas of water, to have a bunch of sponges on hand. And them dolphins are doing my nutting. I'm not sure if you can hear them, but there's tons of them about, and they're all like squeaking. Don't be aiming at me though. There we go. Now let's see if we can't find these other 2 Elder Guardians. Okay, well, here's the second one. It wasn't too much. I reckon the third one's going to be a bit of a pain to try to find. There we go. So eat some food. Did he even drop us a sponge? Yeah, he did. Nice. So that should be them 2. And then we just sort of have a look around. This is where I start getting lost now. We should be able to swim through one wide gaps as long as we're sprinting. There we go. And zoom out here. Now I know that that thing there is full of gold, so we'll collect that afterwards. Also want to collect a bunch of the prismarine and a bunch of the sea lanterns as well, just for decoration purposes of what I actually want to decorate. And yeah, well, I'll make a quick cut until I manage to find this last Elder Guardian, and if anything goes horribly wrong, then yeah, I guess I'll be showing you that. Okay guys, I sort of gave up on trying to find the last one, so I came back outside, took out a couple of the smaller Guardians, and I saw the massive tail fin of the Elder one just here at the very top, which I thought he was, but I couldn't find a way up there. Now, I am noticing that the Guardians are shooting their lasers at the fish, which gives me an idea of a quite amusing farm that we could probably utilise that for. Now, I know with mining fatigue this may take a little bit, but it's going to be the quickest method rather than me swimming around for another 10 minutes. So, where are you at? There you are. Yeah, they're not nearly as hard as I remember them being. So I'm going to be waiting for this mining fatigue thing to finish. Now, is there a way of me seeing how long this is meant to last? Because usually on the console edition, the status effects will show here on the right and how long they're going to last for. Now, I know usually the mining fatigue, I think is saying like 8 minutes or 6 minutes. Something ridiculously long like that though. I've not come across any sponge rooms, unfortunately. But I'm guessing that I have more of an in-depth look after I start tearing the place apart, because I do actually want to take quite a bit of this, but my ender chest is actually a little bit full, and so are my shulker boxes that I've got on me. So I may just have like a poke around, just grab what I can, mainly the sea lanterns and just a little bit of the prismarine that I probably want. But that should be all three of the Elder Guardians now gone. So yeah, if I've managed to find a sponge room, I'll bring you back. Oh yeah. Okay, I've been tearing this place apart for a little bit. I've got like 41 sea lanterns, a fair bit of prismarine, well, nearly 2 stacks of prismarine bricks and dark prismarine, raw fish as well. But I finally managed to stumble across this, which is the sponge room. Hopefully there will be 2 of these in here, but I'm not going to hold my breath on that. It's on a very rare occurrence. Oh, no, don't go floating. Thank you. Okay, let me block that hole back up. I think we're just meant to punch these, aren't we? There, yeah, it works a lot better. Okay, well, yeah, I'm quite happy. Let's see how many sponges we actually get from this. I believe we grabbed them all. Oh no, there's one that's floated down and got stuck down there. So we managed to get 31 wet sponges, and we've got 3 normal sponges from where we killed the Elder Guardians. So over half a stack of sponges from this place so far, which ain't too bad at all. Now, I'm obviously going to do a little bit more looking around, a little bit more tearing the place down. I don't actually want to break any of the outer walls though. I want to keep the structure sort of intact, because I've got plans for this later on. Well, not later on in today's episode, but later on in the series. It's quite a big project that I actually got planned for one of these places. I don't know if it will be this one, but I do know that there's 2 or 3 of them in the area alone, so we're not short of ocean monuments, I can tell you that. But yeah, I'm going to do a little bit more harvesting, guys, and I'll probably meet you back at base. Okay, so we're back from our adventure at the ocean monument. It's actually a day or 2 later. I've headed over to our double mob spawner, and I'm standing all the way over in this corner because it's super loud over there at the moment. I come over here to quickly repair my tools, and I thought I'd show you the progress that I've made over here, but really we definitely need to get rid of most of these zombies while I try to talk. So actually, if we want to repair our tools, just take off our armor, and then just throw you, and then we hop up. Thank you. Let's got rid of most of them. Let's grab another splash potion. Get rid of the rest of them. Repair our axe. Get a couple of levels on us, and as you can see, I changed the sort of collection area where they all drop down, so all the items don't go spraying everywhere. There's a couple of bits and pieces that I still want to do. I have put in some redstone lamps to try to turn it off, but it's still not bright enough, and there is still like the odd 1 or 2 spawning. As you can see, there's like 1 or 2 drops every now and again, but it does slow it down. We've got our fishing hole over here, so I've dug a hole to the surface just to increase the fishing rates, and I've got a chest that I sort of throw all the goodies in. Labelled up all the chests here with all the enchanted book types, so been doing that while I've been over here. And I've also put in a collection system with a full sorting system. Now, there is a couple of changes that I want to make. Is that first of all, we want to grab all of this iron and I want to change one of the filters. So if we get to this filter and we change this filter to iron instead of rotten flesh, and then we can go and put you over there. That way we've got 3 of them sorting the rotten flesh and we'll have 1 sorting iron. So let's grab you, because I'm getting really fed up of having to come down here and go through this chest and then move all the stuff that I want smelting into there. And I just really want to just void everything that comes into this last section here. So we're just going to break that. Let's grab it all for now. Throw whatever is smeltable up in here. And then what I want to do with that is actually just void it all. Just throw it into a dispenser and lob it into either lava or a hole. Grab the rest of you. Throw these bits and pieces into there. And then as you can see, I just dug a little hole down here where I've just been throwing all the leather armor. But when I'm using my looting sword, these 2 double chests and hoppers get filled up very, very quickly. So I really can't be asked to deal with that every single time. So what we want to do is just grab our ender chest out, put you down, let's grab our redstone gizmos, and then some repeaters, redstone, we want comparator, a dispenser, nice, and then let me see how I want to do this. Let's just put our dispenser facing towards us. And just grab some blocks out of the way here. Nice. And then we'll just do an automatic dispensing system. So a little bit of a redstone comparator. And then we want, let's make some room. Repeater. And then we're going to want a, oh, this is going to be a little bit tricky because we've got the hopper right there, as opposed to the way that I would usually do it. Well, I know that we're going to want, say, redstone dust come around here to reset the comparator, but then we're also going to want to activate the comparator. So if we were to, we need to get a signal to it somehow, coming back. Say run that. No, not you. Let's grab a repeater into, let's get some stone bricks. Into a stone brick there. And then thinking, how is it I could possibly sort of pillar this up? Making a right sort of mess of this area now. If we just say pillar it up to here and there. And let's just make a little bit more breathing room. We are not going to need that one there. Some redstone dust. Just so it powers that dispenser. And then we can just throw the items down there. And then them items, I'll probably like get some netherrack and just put it down there with some fire going. But I want to make this area a little bit more safer, so let's just cover this area up. Can't cover that or that, just so that we can't walk down there. So that way, if we have, how can we test this? Any items that aren't being sorted, let's just see if that works. Hopefully that should all feed through, automatically get dispensed. And we're just, oh well, that one fell down eventually. But yeah, they'll all just then go there to be voided and they'd just be left to despawn. That's one little redstone gadget done and dusted out of the way with. The other thing that I wanted to work on with you guys today is, while I'm over here, it's all very simple, and the only issue is having to constantly brew up the splash potions. is becoming quite a nuisance, so I want to work on a fully automatic brewing setup. Because we're only going to be brewing one sort of potion, it shouldn't be too difficult to do, but I've seen a lot of tutorials out there, and a lot of them are not fully automatic, as in I want it to constantly make potions until I've got a chest full enough, and then I want it to automatically stop. And then when I start using the potions again, for it to automatically start brewing them again. So it's sort of like an on-demand sort of system. So as long as you need them, they're going to be there ready for you to use. So what I want to do is I want to tear out all of this garbage that we've got here. Let me grab this double chest and throw it here for all stuff that we don't actually need on us. While we're working over here, we may as well put back on our armor just to free up some inventory space. And then we don't want potatoes or carrots on us. I may just keep them over here just to plant and harvest as and when I feel like it. And yeah, we want to get rid of all of this area. Thank you. And I thought that was going to be a bit of a nuisance. Let's just put all of you in there. Okay, let me just clear out a little area, get the sort of redstone bits and pieces in that I know that I think I know how to build. Because I've not actually designed this in my redstone test world. I've just sort of gone into this blindly, and I'm just hoping that I've got all the redstone stuff on me that I actually need. But we don't want to lose out on all of these potions, so let's grab them. Yeah, so let me just clear out a little area, start laying down some redstone bits and pieces, and I'll bring you back once I've made a bit of progress. Okay guys, I've been at this for a good 40-45 minutes now, and I think I've managed to get a working system. We've got a standard EFO hopper clock here working on determining to send the signals to these two redstone torches, one which will allow the potions to then be pulled out underneath, and one to allow water bottles to be put into the brewing stand. Now, at any one point, you do not want these redstone torches to both be off at the same time. When they're both off at the same time, it means water bottles will just make their way straight through the system and straight into this double chest. Now, that's how comes we've got our little buffer piston system set up here, which means when enough items reach this right-hand side hopper, it will then send the signal to this block here, powering this piston, shifting the signal over. But then it would need more items to actually go into this right-hand hopper in order to boost the signal to this secondary piston, which will then shift it over. Because what was happening is that when the signal was transferring over, like when the redstone block was moving over to this side, there was a split second, like a moment or two, where both redstone torches would be off, and you would have one or two water bottles slipping their way through to the double chest. Which is the whole reason that I had to sort of make this thing even bigger than what it already was. But yeah, so I've sort of fixed that problem that I was running into. Now I've sent in the signal to the droppers, which then feed into the hoppers, which feed into the top of the brewing stand, which is going to be our items for brewing. That part is very simple. That is just linked up to the secondary redstone torch, which controls our water bottles. So every single time there's a signal sent over to this side, you'll have the water bottles be allowed into the brewing stand, and it will send the signal for the ingredients to be dispensed into the hoppers, feeding into the brewing stand. Now, the only thing left to do is to make sure the system turns off when we've got enough items in the double chest. So if we grab our comparator from our double chest, it's not going to be pretty by any means, but unfortunately it's just the way these things go. And then we're going to want to run a redstone signal, say round, go away, down to there. Then we're going to want to run it over to here. Now that is what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then it will power this piston, keeping the signal over here. So although the hopper clock's still going to be running, and you will get the signal constantly bursting onto this left hand side, well, facing the left, it will be the right hand side. all that this will be doing is unlocking this hopper. Now, if you make the mistake of running it over to the right hand side, the signal will constantly pulse on this side, which will mean that you'll just have a build up of ingredients building up into that hopper, which is what you don't want. That's a no comprende on that one. So let me try to figure this out. 6, you can always boost this, so then we want a full double chest full by extending the signal, or if you wanted to, you could, if you were to build this is like a fully automatic on demand sort of system that will be ready as and when you need them. You could always just sort of whack a redstone torch down with a signal running into the side of the comparator, so it will only output a signal when it's receiving a signal from behind of 15 or higher, which would be a full double chest worth. But I only want really half a double chest, if that, on hand at any one time, because that way, if you do have potions still brewing that are still going to be exiting into it, you won't sort of get the system clogging up, or there won't be a chance of it. Now, depending on, that should only be around about half a double chest worth. If you wanted to extend it to more than half a double chest worth, all that you've got to do is just extend this redstone line, and then that would be about 3/4 of a double chest worth. So it's very easily changeable, determining on how much you actually want in the system at any one point. Now, as for the timings itself, I'm going very sort of slapdash about it, as in, because I've not sort of overly tested it yet, I am literally just going to throw in a full 5 stacks worth. It will be around about 5 minutes on the timer. Now, I know that it doesn't take 5 minutes to make a potion, but I'm not going to be using the potions every 5 minutes. Every brew is going to be 3 potions, and I'm only going to be using 1, maybe 2 every 15 to 20 minutes that I'm down here, which means the 5-minute timer on it is just more of a safety precaution as to not take the potions out before they're finished brewing. If you wanted to, you can do timing in a redstone test weld on this whole mechanism, and I think it will work out to around about 3, maybe 3.5 stacks for a full brew of 3 items to be brewed in. So what we actually want to do first of all is, you know what, to be on the extremely safe side before we go switching the whole system on. Have we got any lever levers? Yes, we have. Let's just hop back here. Let's throw a lever lever onto you, switch you on, and hope, is it that side? Yeah. Okay, so if we just keep all the signal on this side first of all, and we won't actually switch it on until we're ready. Now, obviously, once it's all ready to go and it's all sort of sorted out, so you've got all your ingredients, you've got your blaze powder. Unfortunately, I've not done a way to automatically feed blaze powder into it. You very easily can by probably having another hopper running into the front side here to feed blaze powder in, but I want to be able to cover this up in some way or another, and I really don't want another hopper coming in or out of it. I think 3 is more than enough. So we've got our blaze powder in there. We want to get our ingredients ready to go. So gunpowder, nether warts, and our glistening melon. Have we got any more melon anywhere that we can make into glistening melon? Got some gold there. Let's just bust these open. 2, 3. Could have swore that I had more melons. But that is how comes we're growing them down here, and that's how comes we're growing the nether warts down here, just so that we don't run out. Now, I'm really sort of over calculating this because I forgot that each one makes 3 potions, so that's what, 3 lots of 44, and potions aren't stackable, so that's like a good probably 5 or 6 double chests worth. We are going to want some nuggets, some glistening melon, a bunch of glass bottles, and let's grab some more glass bottles. just so we get all the system ready. Now, our first ingredient is obviously going to be the Neverwort. Second ingredient is going to be the glistening melon. Or is that just melon that I've thrown in there? That's just melon. Glistening melon, thank you. Third ingredient that we want in is going to be our gunpowder for the splash potions. And then I've also created a sort of buffer system for our water bottles. So we could just go up to this ladder here, walk up to this little water source, and then obviously it's going to fill our inventory first. So we just spam a load of these. Eventually when our inventory is full, we'll just start throwing them in. And now it'll all get fed into the 2 double chests worth that we've got sitting there. Do that. Okay. We'll let them all feed in. Can we just access you, please? Just to speed this process along a bit. Just so that we've got a big buffer of water bottles that we don't have to refill for a little bit. And then I think we still got some on us. So let's just fill all of these up. Thank you. So obviously there is going to be a little bit of backhand maintenance to it, just topping up all the bottles and the ingredients, but other than that it's fairly, well, it should hopefully, fingers crossed, be fairly automatic. So I think everything is all ready to go. The first batch may just be glass bottles because the ingredients shouldn't be dispensed until after this signal is unlocked. So, well, we'll see, I guess. Let's just switch on the system, see how it runs. But the thing is that we're actually going to have to wait for this entire side to sort of fill up of items. So it's going to be about a 3 or 4 minute wait, which I am not going to make you guys wait. So I'll cut straight to it for the first sort of brewing and we'll see how it goes. Okay guys, as I thought, like the first batch was just going to be the plain water bottles. But the ingredients are there now, so they should all be fed through. Hopefully they're in the right order. Fingers crossed, he says, openly. So as long as the glistening melon is next, we're all good. Come on, fingers crossed. Yeah, okay, we're good on that. So the ingredients are coming through in the right order. I did have a little bit of trouble with that in testing with it. That when I was sending the signal to all 3, I had the... There's me trying to jump and it did not work. And I still can't jump at all. What is wrong with me? When I had the signal just running directly to the droppers, they were sort of getting muddled up. So I've done 3 repeaters and I've staggered the signal. So the first one's got only 1 delay, second one's got 2, and then the third repeater's got full delay. So then they should now all be fully brewed. And then what should happen is that this thing should shift over. And then after this thing shifts over, that means that both of these redstone torches are on, which means bottles can't come in, bottles can't come out, until the second set of pistons moves and it will allow the potions to be pulled out. He says, hopefully, again, with fingers crossed. How many items we've got left to go? We've got about a stack and a bit, so what should we talk about for a stack and a bit? Oh, a little bit of decoration changes I made while waiting for this thing to do its process. Sort of just cleaned it all up, boarded it off with the acacia wood logs, got rid of the steps at the top there, because with them running along the top there and along the bottom there, it was not looking good. Now that's the first set of pistons, it just shifted over. And then when enough of them move over to this side, this signal will increase, sending this one to then get shifted over to that side, which will then send the signal through to that block there. Oh yeah, this one comes over, which then sends a signal to this one here, unlocking this hopper, allowing the potions to be pulled out, which means we've got our automatic flash potions of healing. Happy freaking days, because this drove me mad trying to come up with it. Now, when that chest fills up enough, as you can see, the signal's sort of creeping up. Now, this signal is going to be on while this hopper is filled, but what I can actually show you is that if we, come on, let me get back out of here. I think the easiest way to show you is, let me just grab a redstone repeater. Yeah, what I was saying out here is that I had acacia steps running along the top there, sort of as like cornice, and with the steps running along the top there as well as running along the bottom there, it looked really weird and out of place. So I shifted this log over by 1, which is how comes we got this bit of dirt here, which I'm going to have to change because it's going to drive me mad if I don't. Let me just grab one of these bits of grass. What's going to really bug me is that if I place this down, turn it into a pathway block and then a melon grows on it, and it will turn it back into dirt. But hopefully by doing that it won't allow it to. Now yeah, so I replaced it with logs. I had to shift this log over by 1, brought this corner section out. Initially I did have a door here for maintenance, but I decided to throw the door into the Netherwart farm just so I could get round to do the refilling of the whatnots and whatever. But yeah, over here, now that the signal's not coming from this side to shift this over, you can see how far this signal's come out. It's only coming out by 2 so far, and that's got 6 bottles in. Now we're actually going to have to take the 3 water bottles out and throw them back in the system. That is the one and only time that's actually going to happen to this, unless we run out of ingredients, and then the water bottles will just pass through by themselves. But yeah, that shouldn't happen for quite a long time actually, considering that we've got quite a lot of ingredients to go through. Yeah, so a stack's worth, and yeah, you're looking at a good, how many double chests worth is that? So 9, 18, is it 27, is it 54 spots in each chest? Which means well over 3 double chests worth of splash potions that should create. Which ain't too bad. And it will stop at halfway anyway. But yeah, that should hopefully be that entire thing sort of done and dusted now. So it is now filling up, and it is now brewing the second batch perfectly whilst I've been talking. That will then dispense, and after that sort of gets filled up, we are all good to go. Now, is there any goods that we don't want to be taking back with us? Because there is something that I want to quickly show you before we end the episode off, and that is the progress that I've actually made. Okay, we've got max coal there. Let's put all of these bits and pieces. We'll keep these bits over here just for decoration purposes as and when we need them. I always like to have some spare wood. Oh, that's what she said, yeah. I always like to have some spare wood in my utilities chest, but I'm trying to find somewhere, you know, we get rid of this unbreaking fishing rod that we don't actually need on us. Let me grab our chest back. Throw these guys back into my ender chest. Grab you. And that's all the redstone bits and pieces that we actually wanted to get done over here. Just really going to bug me if I don't fix it. Do that. And then do that. You're going to annoy me. Yeah, so I usually leave like a couple. I've still got a double chest over here full of stuff that I've done from mining out the area, and I still got to go through all of that. But we've got everything pretty much done and dusted now. We've got a fully automatic brewing system which will cut itself off once it fills up to a certain amount. I'm extremely happy with that. Now, if you want me to do a tutorial after I figure out a way of compacting it down, just let me know. It's not too overly complicated. The only complicated bit is if you get your redstone wires crossed over here on the wrong side, which sometimes would prevent you from turning it off automatically using the comparator from the double chest. But that is the only issue that I ran into. Otherwise, it is a fully automatic and working brewing system, which, happy days, that's our second batch of slash potions. But yeah, I'm going to head back over to our base to show you the sort of progress that I've made on our forge area. I've done an absolute ton of work over there, and this episode's running a little bit long, but I wanted to show you the progress that I've done over there before we end off. So off we go. Okay, we are finally back over here at our base. It's quite a bit of a trek through the nether, even though that it's like 8 to 1 blocks in the nether to the overworld. It's still quite a trek from there. But what you can see is I've done all of the decorating of it. I'm not too sure on if I want to keep the ceiling as it is. I'm not too happy with these pillars going across, and I still need to sort out the lighting. But I have done a ton of work over here, so it's all completely sort of refurbished. I did say that I was thinking of making it look like a proper sort of blacksmith to a foundry sort of area, but I decided to go with the current sort of look of our man cave and go with sort of like the leaf ceiling with the wood. And I've done the wood paneling using the stripped logs, which I think looks pretty good, especially when you've got the mine carts going back and forth. Now, not only have I done all of the cosmetic changes over here, I've actually had to completely change up the way our minecart system is done, because what was happening is that we've now got a minecart for our fuel and our items that we want to smelt, separate hopper minecarts for either side. So instead of one minecart covering all 30, get out, all covering all 32 of the furnaces, each hopper minecart will now only cover its side of 16, because what was happening, by the time it made its way all the way round to the 30-second one and then it made its way trip back, it could drop off 2 items, but then by the time it reached here, like, the furnace had already smelted them 2 items, and by timing it, I was actually losing out on about 50% of the dried kelp that I would have been able to smelt. So for every block of dried kelp we were using to do the smelting, we were only getting 1.5 blocks back instead of getting 2 and a bit blocks back. Yeah, try say that quickly. Oh my god. Yeah, so I decided to completely redo the way that our minecarts are done, and I've just sort of separated it. I had to rerun all the tracks because they were just running in a big U shape, and now they all run underneath the ground and up into their individual sides. I reran the redstones. It's running off the same sort of delayed signal, so when one comes in, it's a massive delayed signal, so it can pick up enough items before it heads back off out, and it is working an absolute treat now. So yes, I don't know why I'm going up that way, because I can't get out that way. Yeah. Now, this episode's running very, very long. I'm sorry if you're still watching. Yeah, so that's the progress that I've made on now. I just wanted to show you because that's something that I've done off camera. I didn't find it particularly interesting. Well, I found it interesting to do. I quite enjoyed doing the whole decorating and rerunning of the things and trying to figure stuff out. But as opposed to recording wise, it's nothing new. It's nothing that you haven't seen before, and it's quite simple to do. But it's just an added feature to the base, and it now ties in really nicely and looks really nice. So each time I come down here, I'm not looking at horrible andesite and random diorite in the walls and whatnot. Next episode, the whole reason that I wanted to gather that stuff from the ocean monument and the sort of, what is it, the coral blocks and whatnot, is because we've actually run out of branches to our man cave. Like, we go off this way, we've got one that goes off that way, but that just leads up to the surface. That's very short. There's none leading off either side that way. That side just runs into a dead end where we got our cow farm. Yeah, cows are still there. I just heard them. I was worried that they might have despawned or something, but we've still got tons of cows in there. So this then just runs into like a dead end. You've got a little section that runs up there. That runs straight up to the surface as well. You've got another section where our little melon farm is. Now that just runs into a dead end. That actually runs directly above our Neverwart farm. So we've got no room to expand there. I did manage to find a zombie wandering around in my Neverwart, so I've named him Dave. You can't see his name tag through the glass, so he doesn't despawn, and I just trapped him in a little glass box next to our Neverwarts because he seemed to really enjoy it over there, so why not? Now, yeah, as I was saying, the whole reason that I wanted to collect all the ocean type blocks is this is where we had our ridiculously budget, whatchamacallit, chorus fruit farm where I was gathering chorus fruit. At the moment, I currently don't need chorus plants anymore, so I filled this entire area up with water, and this actually does go fairly deep. Now right at the bottom here, down in this little granite corner over here and this granite corner over here, branches down into two massive cave areas. So I decided to fill this whole area up with water, and my plan is to actually do a glass tunnel going down to the ground here, and then branching off to the left and right, and then with the rest of it make it into sort of like it wouldn't be an aquarium, I forgot the name of it. It's like a sea life center type thing where you go through and you can see the fishes all around you. And then I want to fill it up with coral reef and light it all up and fill it with fishes. Hopefully try to get a dolphin in here, he says, question mark maybe. But yeah, that's my plan for the next episode, because I'd really like to start working with the new ocean stuff, and to lean away from the redstone hassle that I had to go through trying to figure out that automatic brewing system would be quite a bit of a break for me. But yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed today's episode. Hopefully it didn't go on too long. I'll find out when I do the editing, and I'll hopefully see you all in the next one. Bye bye.